This is Townsquare Sunday, and Sharing the Harvest Community Farm in South Dartmouth is affiliated with the YMCA South Coast, and for the past 14 years, its mission is to grow food to help the needy. On Sunday, May 5th, the farm's staff, small staff, volunteers as well, taking part in Project Bread's Walk for Hunger, and they are inviting all of us to join in as well. My guest is Ashley Brister, who is the farm director at Share the Harvest, which is on Gulf Road.
Yep, 276 Gulf Road,
All right.
South Dartmouth.
Welcome, Ashley.
Thank you.
All right. So before we talk about the walk, let's talk about the Share the Harvest farm. How long have you been there?
So I'm fairly new to the farm. I started in November, but have been farming in the community for about 7 years now.
All right. And for those, we mentioned that. The farm is on Gulf Road. So how does it work? How does that process work out there? It's a large area. It's been tilled and farmed, and things are growing. How does it work?
So, it began back in 2006 with just on an acre, and it was mostly raised box beds. And then over the past, as you said, 14 years, it's evolved into a 5-acre farm. And it also has some fruit trees, apple trees, and peach trees, but it's primarily a big vegetable operation. Tractor skid. We've got tractors to help us cultivate, and of course we depend on our volunteer support to make it all happen. Last year we had over 6,000 hours of volunteers come and help us on the farm. In addition, we also engage elementary school kids and have them come out for field trips and engage in the land that way as well.
But you're the only full-time employee.
At the farm, we have. There's a large staff at the Y itself as well. Our executive director and the membership staff and child care staff are all there as well. But I'm the only one directly involved in the farm program that's year-round, hands-on on the farm.
Certainly. So you mentioned some of the volunteers. A lot of school kids come by and do some work, and that's a wonderful thing. Where do the adult volunteers come from? As you mentioned, the hours of work on your website since 2006. Volunteers have contributed 64,000 hours of work.
That's correct.
And you have donated to various causes, I think, 547,000 pounds of food during that time. Not all you, but certainly.
Yep, nothing. I haven't harvested anything yet this year. So, but we're hoping to get up to at least exceed what we grew last year, which was 62,000 pounds of produce. When we're hoping to get back up into the 90,000.
But the volunteers come from other places.
They come from New Bedford, Fall River, Acushnet. We've got some of our volunteers have been coming out consistently for 5-6 years, and we've got a core group of volunteer leaders who come out every Wednesday morning, and they have their own a community amongst themselves. So it's they're doing good work, and they're also creating community and by working together.
I mean, religious groups.
Yep, we've got the South Congregational Dartmouth Church comes out. There's a Mattapoisett St. Anthony's has come out in the past. There's also corporations, businesses. Blount Fine Foods came out for a day of service. We had First Citizens come out a couple weekends ago to help. So, all sorts of groups come out.
All sorts of shapes and sizes.
That's correct. Multi-generational. We had participated in the National Day of Service 2 weeks ago. We got a grant from the Mass Service Alliance, and they, even though it was pouring rain outside, it was, the weather wasn't cooperating, but we still had over 40 volunteers come out and help us plant potatoes and strawberries, and it was an amazing testament to the dedication of volunteers in the Dartmouth area.
I'm going to ask you another question. Do you have any, besides yourself, real farmers come and help you every once in a while?
We definitely, some of the volunteers who have worked with us grew up on family farms, and then the King family Dan King was the farm director before myself. He and his family are obviously they're family farmers, and were really the ones to kind of spearhead the farm and make it is what it is today. So, I can call Bev and David King to get some advice, and David has in the past given a lot of help with the tractor work on the farm. So, and in addition, there's a very supportive network of other farmers in the area that I can seek out advice from. Derek Christensen from Brooks Bounty has done some soil consultation for us in the past, and so there's definitely a network of farmers to ask questions.
So if folks think that this is just a bunch of folks throwing seeds in the ground, I mean, it's a little more than that.
Oh, yeah.
There's some science and conservation and thought and planning going into this.
For sure, yeah. Big Excel spreadsheets, in the wintertime, coming up with our seed order and our crop planning and figuring out how the crops are going to be rotated so we can avoid pest and disease pressure.
And where does the food go?
The food goes to 20 different hunger relief organizations within the New Bedford, Fall River, and Dartmouth, and then even out to Wareham. So it's mostly food pantries, veterans transition homes, senior centers. The Dartmouth Council on Aging is a spot that we donate to. And then in addition, there's 3 mobile markets now, which is there are 2 in New Bedford at the Bank Fives in the north and south end of New Bedford. So folks can, and a new one this year in Wareham, and it all gets distributed. We have a partnership with the United Way's Hunger Commission, and so they come out with their big box truck, and during the height of the season, they're coming out 3-4 times a week and filling that truck and distributing it to all those locations. And the beauty about the mobile market is that folks who can't access, working families who can't access the food pantries, because those hours are from 9 to 5. So the mobile market gives the hours are from 5 to 7. So after folks finish their workday, they can come and pick up a box of produce, and it feels more like they're picking up a CSA box. And so I think it provides a little more dignity or more dignity to how they're accessing that food, and it's whatever's
So you've done this process continued. I mean, have you changed anything at all in your tenure there?
Well, it's been a short tenure so far. I'm making a little adjustments based on the feedback that I got from the United Way, Mike Amato, who's the driver at the Hunger Commission, and his interaction with some of the community members who've been receiving the food. Just so less eggplant. More tomatoes, more greens.
I'd go for that.
Yeah.
All right, so you're listening to Townsquare Sunday. I'm Jim Phillips. My guest, Ashley Brister of the Share the Harvest Farm in Dartmouth. The Walk for Hunger on Sunday, May 5th. It seems like a natural connection for you and your organization.
Yes.
How did that happen?
So we've had a long time partnership with Project Bread. They have given us. We've applied for and received grant funding for them for several years, and it helps with our operational budget. And so they every year have Walk for Hunger in Boston, and we've always wanted to get up there, but it's always a tricky time of year to get a crew to make that walk. But this year they have a new pilot program, which is you can create a virtual team in your community, and for the first time, whatever we fundraise in our community, 40% of whatever we fundraise will go to our organization, and 60 will go to Project Bread, which ultimately helps our organization and other hunger relief organizations within Massachusetts.
And obviously, the purpose of the walk is to feed the hungry here in Massachusetts.
That's correct. All the Project Bread funds many different food pantries, and I think they've funded our local coastal food shed in the past. So all these nonprofit organizations that are addressing issues of food insecurity and hunger in the state of Massachusetts.
So we know when the walk is, May 5th.
That's correct.
Where is the walk taking place?
So we will be meeting at the Dartmouth YMCA, so folks can check out the farm while they're there. And that address is 276 Gulf Road, and we're meeting at 9 a.m. in the morning.
Okay. Now, and what do people have to do to get involved?
So they can check us out on our Facebook page, Sharing the Harvest Farm. Sharing the Harvest Farm, or you can also, if you go to our website, ymcasouthcoast.org, you can find out more information there. And also the Project Bread has a website. If you go to support.projectbread.org, you can join the Sharing the Harvest team. And even if you can't walk that day, there's a way to support us by donating to our team and help us in our fundraising efforts for that walk.
How long is the walk? 5?
It's 5 miles, and we'll be going down Smith Neck Road to Round Hill Beach. So it's a beautiful walk on the coast near the Payneham Village.
So how many folks walked last year?
You know what? This is the first year we've done it at the YMCA.
Okay.
But in Boston, I'm not even sure. There's thousands of people who participate. Yeah.
All right. So this is the first year you're going to do it in Dartmouth.
In Dartmouth, yep. So hopefully it will take off thanks to your help.
Well, I hope so. Your help and our help and your website and all of that, because that's how I saw it, I think.
Yep.
First saw it.
Yep. Sean has been doing a great job on the outreach.
And we've talked about how people can sign up. It's really website.
Yep.
Or the Project Bread website.
The Project Bread website is probably the best way to access it.
And you have a team.
And
Share the Harvest.
Yep. Sharing the Harvest Farm is our team.
All right. So the walk is 5 miles, and you get to enjoy really some beautiful scenery out in South Dartmouth.
That's correct.
Sure.
Yep.
And if you haven't seen the farm, you want to take a gander at that, because it is quite an operation for sure.
Yes.
And you enjoy it, I think.
I do. I like the community engagement most of all. Right before coming into the studio today, I was working with Lifestream, which is an organization in Bedford, and they come out every Thursday. They're one of my favorite groups. So it's a wonderful way to connect with people and feel good about where the food is going.
Mm-hmm. And so last year you grew more than 60,000 pounds of food?
Yep, about 62,000 pounds, which was actually a down year. In the past, they've grown closer to 90,000 or over 90,000 pounds. So we'd like to get back up there. It was a tricky season weather-wise, and we had I think the weeds got ahead of us last year. It was tough to keep up with, but we're hoping to do better this year.
My guest has been Ashley Brister from the Share the Harvest Community Farm in South Dartmouth. Good luck. Have a great time at the walk.
Thank you very much.
And hopefully we can raise some money for you. Again, go to the Share the Harvest Community Farm webpage or their Facebook page.
That's
to
correct.
Get more information on how you can sign up for the walk. That's it for Town Square Sunday this week, and thanks for listening. Also, thanks to production director Jason Kent and digital editor Casey Sylvia for their help as well. I'm Jim Phillips. Join us next week for Town Square Sunday. Until then, have a great week and a wonderful Sunday.